Everyone online says the same shit, and here's how you stand out. If you Google any question online, even if you ask ChatGPT, you actually get the same shit about 20 different times. Maybe they change a few words or they give maybe their opinion, but there's a reason why Reddit is becoming one of the largest websites in the world. And that's because people on there don't care about Google outcomes. They actually give you the honest truth. And today I want to go through how you can do that in your own website. Let's define what is first source data. And this is a concept that I've actually invented. And really what it is where you actually go out and rather than regurgitate the same shit that everyone else is saying, you actually give new statistics, new expertise. That is what first source data is. The reason that we actually came up with this concept is that really ultimately something that we worked out over the last few years is like we're trying to ask the simple question: why was Google rewarding thin or weak content on websites like LinkedIn, like Reddit, voila, all these forums that are like 30 years old, maybe not 30 years old, but you know what I mean. I think I was reading a website the other day that clearly looked like it was from the 90s. My point is that the reason that Google rewards those sites is because they actually have their own opinion. And I'm going to show you today how you can actually have your own opinion, but still use the same means that we've used to build these previous funnels in the sense of content, in video content, all those kind of things. So I'm going to go through 3 really easy ways that you can actually have first source data without needing to go spend a lot of money. The first of these, which I actually think is the easiest, is actually just give your perspective. I know I hate writing content, everyone does. Go out there and write your opinion as an expert in that space about X topic. You know, if you're a plumber, go through the steps you normally take when you're looking at a blocked pipe. What are the things that you look for? What are the things you would tell your clients if they called you and asked you questions, right? That is the best source you can do. Don't always look at what is going out there on the internet. Write your content first. The only caveat I would have there is do a simple search to understand what Google is wanting to serve up in the sense of the format. What I mean by that is, does it want a case study? Does it want a listicle? Does it just want, 10 tips on X topic, right? Still, you need to understand the search intent. Like, what is the type of content Google's rewarding? Just don't get too caught up in actually what the content looks like. So going out there and using fancy tools to reverse engineer Google, it's just keyword stuffing for 2025. So make sure you're actually looking at what people are searching for. Then the backup is you then need to make sure that you're writing content that's unique to you. The second thing you can do is actually survey your customers. Have a simple form, it could be in Google form or something like that. They're like, look, if you can fill in this survey, you go into the chance of winning $50, whatever it is, or maybe it might be a free service, it might be a free product. That data is really important because you're actually giving first source data because you're getting someone else's opinion. The third one, which I love doing, which is for larger companies, is have your content team actually survey or other expertise in the actual business and write that as a blog. Now, the great thing with this is that it means that you're getting lots of expertise, and even run the blog itself as an interview or do a video and interview that person and then take that interview and then write a blog. So that's actually something that we do here at NoFollow. We actually make video first, then we produce all the other content, Instagram posts, TikTok posts, a blog post. But what we do is that we follow a theme. So think of it as like we have a pillar, which is, say I'm doing this video right now about first source data. We'll then go produce a blog, we'll produce designs, and we'll probably do an infographic, and we'll do all these other things to help people on their journey to learn about this. But ultimately, we actually start with me recording this video because I am giving my expertise of working in this industry for the last 15 years, right? It means when my team is producing the blog or when they're producing the short or something like that, it's all coming from here. Now, not everyone's going to want to do this. And I know I always pick on the plumber, but let's be honest, a plumber's not going to want to get in front of a camera and record 10 lines the same time and then go back and repeat those lines. I've probably filmed this video 15 times today. My point is that it's about trying to actually build a source of information because that's what Google's going to help. My last bonus tip I'm going to give you is that video is one of the most important things you can actually do in 2025. And the reason for that is that Google is changing. It's not just going to give the 10 blue links. Remember this data point. YouTube is the second largest website on the internet. So why aren't you making videos? My tip 4 is going to be, if ChatGPT or any AI tool can produce a piece of content that's better than what you produce, in the sense of not grammar, not any of that crap, just expertise. You're not an expert and you're not going to be rewarded. Also, side tip, it can't produce video that's original, right? Well, yet. So always start with video and always have an opinion. Talk from your experience. Take photos from the projects you do. All that stuff adds up to actually having legitimate marketing.